In this video, I'm going to try and answer the question, can I hike the Inca Trail with a bad hip, bad knee, or some other physical limitation? Before we begin, please subscribe to my channel so you'll be informed every time I post new information and videos. Hiking the Inca Trail to Machu Picchu was an awesome experience that I'd highly recommend to anyone. I wanted to thank my friend Fernando for coming along with me and making this trip possible. I hope you enjoy some of the pictures and scenery that I include in this video, but please note that it's not a travel log. There are lots of other great videos where people explain and show tons of footage of the Inca Trail and Machu Picchu. If you'd like to see or hear more about my trip specifically, please let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to put together another video. Regardless of what activities I engage in, my hip has already deteriorated to the point where I'm going to need a total hip replacement. So the doctor tells me that activity is good, it keeps blood flowing from my joints, and helps maintain joint mobility and my overall fitness level. When it comes to handling pain, I can usually handle it during the day, but the problem becomes getting a good night's sleep, so that's the challenge I face. It's probably worth taking a moment to talk about my overall philosophy on health and fitness, especially when I'm anticipating total hip replacement surgery. When I was diagnosed with osteoarthritis in my right hip, basically I felt like I had two choices. The first choice was to take prescription medications to control the pain and inflammation and put off the surgery as long as possible. The problem with this approach is that over time I'm going to become less and less fit, which will make my recovery that much more difficult and take that much longer. The second choice, the one that I prefer, is to schedule the surgery as soon as possible while I'm still relatively fit. Hopefully this will help me come out of surgery better and recover more quickly and more completely.
Good morning. This is the second day after our first day of hiking the Inca Trail. I meant to record this yesterday after our first day. The hiking went well. It was a moderately strenuous day, so everything worked fine with the hip, no problems. However, when we went to bed, I took all my meds as usual, and once I laid down, the pain in my hip and radiating all the way down through my inner thigh and right knee was excruciating, just throbbing pain. So I really didn't get any sleep last night. We'll see how it goes tonight, but today is supposed to be our hardest day of the trek. It's almost 10 miles. Lots of elevation change, potentially cooler, maybe some rain, hopefully not. We had beautiful weather yesterday. It was a little hot perhaps, very sunny. Anyhow, more later. Hi there. Day 2 of our hike, the Inca Trail. I think we're about 2/3 of the way through it. This is by far the hardest day. It's been pretty rough. We did have a pretty nice lunch break and a little siesta afterwards, but it'll be interesting to see how sore I am tonight and how the hip feels. I did take some meds a couple hours ago, trying to get ahead of the curve on that, so that I don't have as much pain when I try to turn in for the night. Okay, second night in the tent was a lot better. Yesterday was by far the hardest hiking day. Today should be relatively easy, but I started taking painkillers earlier in the afternoon, including the meloxicam. I took like a half a meloxicam around 5 or something like that, and then I took another full one, so a little more than I'm supposed to take, but I really needed to get some sleep. And then with all the other over-the-counter stuff, it made a difference. So I got a decent night's sleep last night, and looking forward to some good hiking today. Okay, we just arrived at Machu Picchu, and last night was a pretty good sleep. I think I've learned from my lessons. I think the first night I just didn't take my medications early enough because I was in pain when I went to bed, which was fairly early. And the last couple nights I've been starting my meds earlier in the day, but bottom line is I'm taking everything I have. So I'm taking ibuprofen, Tylenol, meloxicam, and occasionally some oxycodone just to be able to sleep. So everything's working well, and I'm glad to see that. So we're on our way to Machu Picchu. I guess we're probably about halfway there. I should have mentioned we woke up at 3 a.m. this morning. That was so the porters could pack up all of our gear and put it on the 5 a.m. train. We then had about a 2-hour wait to get into the gate, and now we're trekking down to Machu Picchu itself. Weather looks gorgeous, really enjoying things. Well, we're officially done with the Inca Trail back here in Cusco. There's our transition spot. We got in late last night, and if my voice sounds a little funny, it's because a lot of the people in the group are young and they wanted to go out, have dinner, drink, and I think they went dancing after I left them at 1 a.m. So I needed to come home and get some sleep, but I slept pretty well. Again, taking all of my medications and anti-inflammatories and things like that. I'm really glad that on the Inca Trail I was able to figure that out and not have any problems. And my legs feel good, my hip feels pretty good. Everybody's been joking about how they have these really well-developed quads and calves and things after this hike because there was a lot of stair climbing. This is like stair climber on steroids. So
all in all, I would say a big success.
Peter got the
There you go,
rebufo.
Peter. The coca leaves are speaking.
Nice.
His long legs.
Long legs and coca leaves.
And short legs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Done. 3, 2.
Almost there, almost there.
It's also worth mentioning that using the walking sticks was fabulous. Before this trip, I'd only used them one other time just as sort of a practice. And when I did so, my arms got a little bit tired. Some of the really fine, small muscles got fatigued. And so I was a little bit worried that that was going to be a problem on the hike, but honestly it wasn't. They were so helpful going both upstairs or uphill and downhill or downstairs. This particular trail actually had a lot of stairs because it's the Inca Trail, and one of the things that they did was carve stairs into the mountainside or put them together with rocks to make it easier to transport. So using the walking sticks was very helpful. I learned something on the trek that I didn't know, which is when you are walking uphill, you want to adjust them to be shorter. That's easier to get in front of you. And when you're going downhill, then you want them long so you can reach in front of you. But, again, highly recommend them. Super, super helpful.